gross, probably. Okay. How did my front line do during that fight? Took some damage, right? Yep. A fair chunk of health left, though. Okay. Sick gear. Yeah, we're getting pretty late in the game. Alright, let's get northeast. Really like a better cost for tools, which is coming up. Three mercenary groups just left here. I don't know if other groups recruit your dudes or not, but it sometimes feels that way to me. I'm not thrilled to see 3 of them come out. Alright, Sui. I'll fix that at some point. Alright, what do we got? Any dudes I want? I keep expecting to open one of these one day and see a hedge knight. It just never happens. Never, ever, ever. Okay, 4 of those. Let's head south. Oh, they're by these. 355, whatever. Okay. They didn't have a mission there, right? What is that? 21 undead. Plethora of armored wider gangers. That sounds like there. There's a barracks at one of these citadels. Might not be this one. That's the other nice thing that will happen when this fucking war ends. I can actually go interact with these still. There's a couple good recruitment places down there. Yeah, your guy's still alive, see. I don't really want to fight the wider gangers, but I do need the experience on the newbies, I guess. Could actually use them as an archer this fight. That'd be nice. And some more arrows. Carrying arrows on anybody? Yeah. I was stockpiling those for a while. Did I finally get rid of them all? Nope. Okay. Need a bandage. Need another bandage. We've got wrecked. So he's almost level 11, like 1 or 2 more fights. Do I ever venture far out and fight things like Black Monolith? I haven't yet, but I plan to. We'll see if it happens or not. Trying to complete these 3 crises and get some high tier guys to be ready for stuff like that. Like for example, Sui. Alright, so we're gonna bring Smookle. He could be frontline now. Where he's supposed to be. 210, 150. What we give him a 215 and a 230. 285s now. Give him 210, just stick him in the middle. Who's sitting out if we do that though? One of the mega tanks for this. Alright. Some damage there, but not a lot. I think we're okay to go. 225 out of 320 is too low. Let's put some 285 in there. And 290, 305. So we don't want him on the corner there. I'm really unimpressed with hammers again. Even with this legendary awesome hammer. It's good. It's good versus killing armored things. We'll give it that. So the question I really have here is, what do I want as my last perk here? One option is to pick up Spear Mastery and use them in fights like this where I'm fighting a shit ton of zombies. The other option is to pick up Quick Hands and to have a keep a Great Axe in my inventory, which I'm really kind of tempted to do, so I can hit things very hard during fights, which would be nice. Still not a single fancy knight helmet. Are there more fancy knight helmets than I already have? I got these 300s. Is there more than that? Do they have helmets like this thing? Is this a knight helm? I don't mind taking more mobile battles. I just want the fucking thing to end. Feels like it's been going on forever, and it's really hard to make money during those fights because it's like 5 stages of fights that I have to run around the entire map while I'm still paying all my dudes, which is super expensive. So back rank. Kex. New archer. Music cat. Hammer and great axe. Well, two-handed hammer sucks, so why would I use that? Dragon to there. Drop this. Pick up an axe. Alright. Need a guy in the front line. Could run Swiss chocolate. Wasn't the whole point where we were just setting up someone for that? Yeah, we're setting up Smookle. Doesn't want to be on the corner of that, but I think that should be fine. Okay. Don't want him with the dagger. Fighting just zombies. Stam's 81, that's not terrible. We don't have a more repaired axe than that? Okay. Make money by raiding caravans. Didn't seem to get much money from the caravans when I raided them. Get antler helmets, that would be cool. Alright, who else we got? Stevie. Chuck. Where's the other new guy? Is he already in here somewhere? Axe, bow. Other guys in the front line. Yeah, okay, everybody else is good then. Didn't Manti just have a fight? $48, $45. I'll bring Swiss chocolate. He hasn't been in a fight in a while, and he's probably not going to be one again for a while. Okay. Could bring them both, I suppose. Okay. Need bandages again. I will forget, so let's just grab it. Give it to Joe. Chase these undead down. Don't really want to fight them in hills, but it's a lot of undead footprints. Okay. What's up with no two-handers? I don't think you're paying much attention to the stream. Seems a weird question to ask, based on the number of two-handers I do have. Kind of want to go forward too. There's a fuck ton of zombies. I'll give them that. Shit, just block my own advance. Snow hills. Questionable. I just don't think the pure two hands are as good as anything else. Ah. We have a lot of two-handers on our guys. Just not all here. They're just not all visible at the start. Believe in a lot of weapon rotation. Huh. Think there's money to be made in the Noble Crisis stuff? Maybe, but we can't sell anything because there's no towns that are close enough to sell anything by, which means we have to run across the map. And it costs us like almost, it's like $700 or $800 a fucking day to move around, which means it's extraordinarily expensive to be far from towns for any length of time. So I don't know. I wasn't that impressed. I do want to move this line up once more. Shit, they're gonna catch us doing that. It's a bit of a mistake. Oh, it's never mind. Zombies in snow. What am I saying? I'm fine. Nope, don't show me the zombie at the lower levels. I don't care. That's what I didn't want to have happen. I don't really want to farm anything, Kex. I feel like my gear has been adequately advanced from the fights we're doing. I don't want to go like round it out perfectly for everybody. The idea of farming gear is not all that exciting to me. Exploring new content, sure. Killing stuff, getting gear when it comes to me along the way, sure. And raiding outposts that I walk by, sure. But I don't really want to go on forever with like the prolonging a noble war just to get more loot. Sounds not what I want to do. At least one antler helmet would be nice. I don't doubt it, but I'm not that concerned about it. We have 300 helmets. I think I'll be okay with it. It'd be nice to see every piece of gear just so I could have some sense of what am I looking for next playthrough, but at the moment I'm pretty happy with the gear we have. So I keep two-handers in two ways right now. A, we're looking for better two-hander candidates. We just haven't had a lot this playthrough. And B, we use some two-handed. We have a two-handed sword guy who uses quick hands. And almost all of our back rank uses two-handers as well. They just don't use them all the time. They rotate them out. Really? I know Smooko is your first time, but be brave. And honestly, this although we now have a fair number of hours in the game, this is our first real Nobles Crisis. And we are going to have our first real Orc Crisis coming up after this one. So we haven't fought like, I haven't fought like 10 plus like Orc Warriors or 20 Orc Warriors, whatever the hell it's gonna be yet. So we'll see how that impacts my builds. Okay, he went from wavering to confident. I like it. I go to the Goblin City for the legendary armor. I don't know, man. We'll see. I would like to play around with some of the late game the fights, but I'm figuring the crisis should be our primary focus, and then getting guys. Again, we still have not managed to find a hedge knight this entire playthrough in any city we've been to, which seems just crazy to me. Oh, it's a 300 helm that's just fashion. This is on Iron Man? No. I don't think I'd be willingly playing this game on Iron Man. I don't know. I go back and forth on it. I think we'll do a version of Honest Man at some point with it, but at the moment we are doing our best to reduce loads, but we do occasionally load. Oh, I'm definitely not farming things for fucking fashion, Kex. As tempting as it is. Armor on this thing? Not much. I don't know about for in. I don't even think it's that. It's people who like to do tedious things is what it feels like for Iron Man for me. You know, for example, if you get in a shitty position right now, like for example, if I started at the bottom of a hill and there's a bunch of raiders up here, I have two options. In Iron Man, I just have to run all the way to the end of the screen, load out, come back, load in, hope for better terrain, and keep doing that till I get a reasonable fight. Here, I don't even have to fucking do that. I can just load the game if it's ridiculous like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I even buy it for that. There's a number of mechanics in this game, such as that one, that suggest, and I'm not sure it's going to be all that fun for Iron Man. Like, I mean, that's how you have to play, right? Because you don't want to take the risks of fighting a fight with some ridiculous terrain disadvantage versus raiders, which is fair because raiders spawning on like super high terrain in the early game is pretty much death if you try to engage into it. But I don't know. Morale hit would eventually prevent getting new terrain. Yeah, probably, but if you don't get, I mean, for example, terrain is pretty controllable unless you, let me rephrase this. The hardest ones are going to be the camps that are on mountain sides because you probably can't change the terrain on that, but a lot of the fights you can. You just kite them back to flat ground, or you just, you know, a lot of times you'll be on flat ground and your enemies for whatever reason will spawn on like a little bit of raised ground that like never happens again. So you're right, you couldn't do it endlessly on Iron Man, but you can do a couple of them and then walk away and let your morale recover. So, I don't know. Doesn't feel that good to me. So a little bit of damage in here. A little bit of damage in there. Stamina on Music Cat already. That's okay. He's in Lobby. On this for Lobby leveling. See how they feel after I whack them a little bit. Seems to be fine. The mega tanks are farmhands with really good stamina stats. Yeah, and it's like one thing, like XCOM, like at least you have console, right? You have console for when you get absolutely ridiculously screwed by nonsense. This game doesn't even have console. And I'm not talking like RNG like on like a bad roll. I'm talking like, you know, you misclick on a tile and you lose your best guy from it or something, right? Which happens. It happens all too regularly when you misclick. Triple kill. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I like is kind of the middle ground of that, right? I like the challenge. Generally, I set personal goals for, okay, well, let's try to minimize. And like, for example, you guys see me do this in XCOM all the time, where I don't play Iron Man, but I'll keep a save scum counter, right? How many times in this campaign have we had to load? And I'll try to keep that under, you know, 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever it happens to be, right? And that way, again, another thing as a streamer, right? There's a lot of games out there I want to play, and I have limited time to do it. And I don't want to stream the start of a game 10 times in a row for you guys. I'd like to be able to play through it and see all of the content with you guys. So, zombie farming. It's not terribly exciting. No, you don't own that square. That's my square. Cheater. Damn. I guess they bunch up here. I can AoE 3 of them anyways. That's fine. You can have the square. But we have some more formal builds at the moment taken for granted. So I'm kind of working with those builds. Oh, I could have swapped gear there. Ah, didn't kill it. Alright. Just experience for the lobies there. We would like to go north, find some more sweet loot areas, maybe. Getting really close to levels on Mighty Bruce and I think Sui. Yeah, another one fight would probably level them. I suppose you've done anything useful like spawn more dudes since I was here last. No, or possibly more tools. Nope. Alright, well, let's head south to Whitehall. Take a chance at recruiting lumberjacks. Alright, I can take both of these fights. It's just experience. Just need to make sure we have A, we want to separate them, and B, we want to make sure when we're fighting a Master Archer and another Hedge Knight that we have a decent number of archers ready. See, all of our archers are ready. That ought to get our guys the next level out of that too. Okay. Let's run mostly what we're running here. Just make sure we split that up. QED. Easy cat needs to level. Can run the hybrids in the next fight, I guess. Alright, any damage on gear? Not right now. This is who I want in there. We're missing a Mega. Joe Richter can sit. Let's throw in Social Mechanic. Okay.